Good morning. I wanted to hop on here and do a little bit of a story time because this literally just happened to me yesterday and I would like to talk about it just a little bit. So essentially, I was working an event with one of my colleagues, and unfortunately it was a situation to where my colleague ended up taking over the event without necessarily involving me. And I also realized too that it's partially my fault. One of the things that I personally struggle with is speaking up more often and advocating for myself, because I'm always concerned about doing it in a way that is not going to immediately offend the other person. I try to be as diplomatic and respectful as possible, but sometimes it's to my own detriment, to where as a result of me trying to be as considerate of the other person's feelings as much as possible, I end up diminishing myself and diminishing my needs as a result. In combination with the fact that I had a determination to do the opposite of that, and because I was intimidated by this other colleague, because I was coming into the space confused as to where everything was connected and how the direction of the signal flow that everything was going, and the most that I did was just set up some speakers and taping. And it was very, very defeating because of the fact that I had intentions of being a part of this project, or a part of the setup for this event that went successfully, by the way. But I had intentions of being as involved in the setup as possible, specifically the audio portion, since that's what I was in control of. And she already set it up for me. Not for me, but she just already set it up in general. In essence, I could tell that she didn't trust me. This is where I take accountability, where I did not react or respond or say anything. I should have verbalized, hey, don't set up the audio part. I want to be involved in that audio setup. I want to be able to take control and manage that on my end, since audio is my job. Very important lesson for beginner audiovisual technicians, anyone that works in production. What is your job is your job. There are very specific lanes that you stay in, You stay in these lanes. If you are video for the day, you're video. No audio touchy. If you are audio for the day, you're audio. No video touchy. No touch. Of course, once you're in the job and you're in the situation and you want to be able to support each other, then that's a whole different story. But for the most part, what is your job is your job, and you don't cross into the other person's territory and into the other person's job. In the moment, I was feeling a wave of emotions. It was a very strong physical internal conflict. The more I try to emotionally regulate, the more that I'm feeling the emotions, and it's becoming more and more challenging to do so. I feel like it's important to share this story and share this experience, because especially if you're just starting out in this type of work and you run into situations like this, to where your coworker is essentially bulldozing over you and you're confused about how to navigate it. It's a real thing, and it can become a real problem. And this is a colleague that I've been working with now for over a year and some change. Imagine if it was a complete stranger. To add further potential insult to injury, I'm a woman. Imagine if I was on a job and it was a man. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. In summary, I needed that experience. It was very uncomfortable. I was not very happy about it. Thankfully, I did talk with my boss, and we spoke about, the lesson that I'm learning from this experience. At the end of the day, it's all good. And it's one of those things to where you have to remember what keeps you grounded and what helps you to refocus your energy whenever it comes to being thrown off in a situation like that. For me, I have my list of people that I personally feel accountable for, and anyone that doesn't make that list or is not a part of that list, I don't care. And that's the kind of mentality that you have to have, not just with this job, but with anything in life. Let me know in the comments if you've experienced something similar and how you handled it. Share your tips and tricks, because we're all in this together. It's not just me, and I know it's not just you either. So please, let's have a conversation and let's talk about it. Thanks, guys. See you later.